All right. So, sounds like Actman has something to say about Star Wars Battlefront and EA being bad. Let's see. Oh boy. Let's see what they have to say. I mean, as far as I know, they released a bundle recently, and I know this because one of my friends, as a game dev, they released a game for free, and then EA released a bundle that pushed them out of the numbered trending. You know, it was a game that they worked for like 10 years on, only to then be completely shadowed by EA re-releasing a bunch of old games. Yay, gotta love that. Okay, well, Axeman, take it away.
Part like this is on you. Wow, we had a good thing, you stupid.
We did, dude. I used to love Battlefront back in the day.
Everything we needed, it all ran like clockwork. It was perfect, but no.
Also,
you just had to blow it up.
Perfect.
You and your pride and your ego.
Breaking Bad
you
reference.
You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
So what's the problem?
What's up, everybody? This is ACT 7567 here, and today the Battlefront collection is a catastrophe.
Yay!
How bad is it?
Another Star Wars game, causing a problem in the gaming industry. It's not a year without a horrendous Star Wars game. We love it. We love it.
Man, it's so bad. Modders are posting bug fixes to Reddit with the actual lines of missing code.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Aspire, hire this guy. What I remember about the release of the Battlefront collection is how broken it was.
Like, dude, I remember the original Battlefronts, and I say this because these games were very dear to me as a kid. I remember as a kid, I would go around Jimmy's house, and we would all play Battlefront on their big 72-inch TV at the time, and we would all be playing on the same monitor. We'd hook our PlayStation controllers up to the console, and we'd all had to sit there and say to each other, "Okay, guys, no screen cheating, guys, no screen cheating." Guess who always screen cheated? It was me. I did it. I was the screen cheater. But, you know, I was obviously the first person to call people out when they did it. But, you know, I was very good at screen cheating, though. I was very good at making it look like I was looking at my screen when I wasn't. See, the secret was you had to do a glance. You didn't keep looking at their screen. You didn't turn your head. You had to be facing your side and only just briefly glancing over the one, like, because you only needed a little bit of information to know where they were.
Also, I'm sorry in advance for this right here.
What do I look like, a fucking botanist?
I'm in the middle of recording a Gears of War review, so please just deal with it for this.
Oh my god, I want a new Gears of War game.
The Battlefront collection gives the GTA Trilogy remaster a run for its money in
What?
terms of sheer awfulness and disrespect to the source material. Battlefront 1 and 2 were
okay. I want to put this in there because I say this a lot about remakes. How do you fuck up releasing a game that already existed? Look at Warcraft 3 Reforged. You literally are given the chemistry for perfection, and you f it up. How? It was like the Overwatch and Cowboy Bebop collab. How do you fuck that up?
Childhood-defining games for a lot of people. You see all these videos on YouTube from people who played these games back in the day. It's like one of the great equalizers for millennials and people in my generation.
And it's why, like, people were so hyped with the modern Star Wars Battlefront. Like, when EA released Star Wars Battlefront, aside from the microtransactions, people were like, oh my god, modern Battlefront. And although it was a little bit of a catastrophe, you know, Battlefront now, Battlefront 2 specifically, is loved. Battlefront 2 is amazing. The duels with the main characters, friggin' playing as doing the wars. I mean, it's a shame it didn't kick off more. If they would have released Battlefront 2 in the state it is now, back when they first released it, I reckon it would be a huge success. But they didn't, so it won't.
There's a lot of reverence nostalgia, love, and appreciation for them. And like most people, I was excited at the prospect.
Oh, what is
of being able
that?
to
What's going
watch
on with
those
why is he
wrist
doing the
rockets,
stanky
take out
arm?
that super, and have that happen just like the simulations. Steam already has a version of these two games, but they're more or less ports. And
Wait. Do I have these? I think I have these. I think I remember buying these originally. Hold up. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Star Wars. Wait. Star Wars. There it is. Yeah, I have the original. Like, I have this. I played. Oh god, I played it back in 2016. But I have it. Like, these games were really dear to me. I cannot believe. Hold on. I want for the sake of like science. Wait, are you telling me that they literally just released the collection when the actual original thing was still there? Are you kidding me?
Find it.
Oh god, overwhelmingly negative. Aspire somehow managed to release an unfinished version of a finished game. You were the chosen one, it said. Oh, this is sad. This is so sad. This is my first time writing a review for a game. I spent a big chunk of my pre-teens playing the originals. I have a lot of fond memories. This release was the worst gaming experience of my entire life. I am disappointed beyond words. I tried playing this mess and it was in denial for a few hours, running high purely on nostalgia. Why would you buy this when there's literally the original? Like, why would you actually buy that? Why would you actually want to play this when you could just play this? I don't get it.
thought, given the phrase Battlefront Collection, this would be sort of a remaster, retouching. I thought it was cool they were going to put some maps from BF1 into BF2 and let you play heroes versus villains
like, in
on
concept,
any of the other maps.
you know what this is? Okay, so you guys know gaming, right? We all know EA, Blizzard, Activision. What's one thing that they all share in common? That's right, they're all intellectually bankrupt. And what does intellectual bankruptcy have in relation to most AAA industries, other than Rule 34? It's not having any shred of integrity or creativity to make something new. So what they do is they re-release old content and try and spruce it up as something new to prey on people's nostalgia. Because if there's two things that will always pay big, it is a name that people have a connection to and nostalgia. It's why things like the Red Alert collection hit so hard. Like, if you want to know how to do a re-release of an old game right, look at the re-release of Red Alert. They brought all of the original Command & Conquer games back, added some extra stuff, spruced it up for the modern era, put it into HD, and it was loved because they gave us what we wanted. But what less credulous companies will do is they'll go back and say, we need to inflate our quarterly budget like an inflation fetishist furry persona. So they'll take an IP like Star Wars or whatever that they know people have a connection to, and they'll re-release a game that didn't need to be re-released. And they'll bait people by saying, "Oh, new things being added." I mean, look at Classic Plus for World of Warcraft, for crying out loud. People are very easily sucked in to something they have an emotional connection to. I mean, reading those comments a second ago, the reviews, the people saying, "Oh, I remember playing this as a kid," that's what they're predating on. They're expecting you to have a connection. Be like, "Oh my god, that thing I loved as a kid. Oh, I hope I get to play it again." And so you do, and then they don't have any real commitment to giving you anything beyond just re-releasing the game.
Not just Mos Eisley.
It's just them being predatory. That's all it is.
How hard could it be?
It is the least amount of effort. So look at it this way. Let's look at it in a spectrum, right? What would you? It's the path of least resistance. What would you rather do? On one parallel, or you either come up with original idea, new concept, risk of hoping people pick up that new idea. You have uncertainty of knowing whether it's going to sell, but if it does, it'll give you big bucks. Maybe big bucks. Or you have the other paradigm where you sell an existing product that you know people will buy, and All it'll cost you is the respect of the audience. So if you make if you're able to make guaranteed bucks, like guaranteed money right here, right now, at the cost of the good faith of your audience, this is the sign of a studio that don't give a damn about their community, that only care about short-term gains. Sure, it makes you a lot of money now, but later down the line, people are gonna have less faith in buying your products. Something Blizzard are woefully aware of recently. That is the paradigm of it. That is how things work. It's shit, it's stupid, and it shows the disauthenticity of a studio that just don't give a damn. And unfortunately, Star Wars is probably one of the best examples of a fandom that are gullible as fuck. People who will, like, you could, it's why the sequels were so bad. Because they knew they could slap the label of Star Wars on something and people would buy it. People will just consume something because it has the label of something they enjoy. Look at Warcraft 3 Reforged. They are not held accountable for putting out a sloppy project. All they care about is putting something out that they know will draw people's money in the short term.
What? Enter password for what?
What?
Why is it asking me for a password? I don't fucking know. Can I play the game? You know,
no, you can't.
Be a great opportunity for Aspire, the developers behind this remake, to be able to revive these old games, if for a time, and let people
in concept, if this was done well,
buddies, in a way that was authentic. But it looks like there's been a change of plan. Instead of Battlefront fans being treated to a bit of fan service, this collection is a shameless money-grubbing exploit of said fan base. This is nothing more than
unfortunately, fan bases are just gullible. They're like, any fan base is going to be eager to get more content of what they enjoy.
You could do with a game like
they will think without they will think without any clarity, and they'll always think with their heart rather than their head.
And it continues to be. The third game was canceled twice. The 2015 version had 10% of the content people expected.
Yikes.
Battlefront 2 EA Edition had the infamous loot box fiasco, and when the game was really hitting its stride, they cut support to focus
this is
on
what I'm saying. Battlefront 2 was actually pretty fucking good.
Why
and then they were like, nah, mate, nah. It's like they purposely want to sabotage their company. Did any of you guys actually play Battlefront 2? Because it's fucking good. It is actually really good.
First-person shooter series, and we're at a point where they can't even re-release a 20-year-old game without breaking it.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I can't. You're broke. Oh no!
God, even a. So you know what's bad is the fact that some kid in high school could probably make this entire thing by themselves in their university course.
This game, so maybe your experience on other platforms has been different, but this has been my experience. For starters, the collection is a whopping 62 gigabyte install.
Oh my goodness!
What? Dude, the original Battlefront 2 is only 10 gigs? What? How do you... You know what that is? They're trying to get Bitcoin farming onto your computer. They're expecting you to buy it like the Star Wars enthusiast you are. And then you realize that you've downloaded a Trojan Bitcoin farm onto your computer. And you have become an amoeba. You have become a symbiote of the industry, and your computer is now being hijacked for their gains. That's the only reason I could understand it being 69 gigabytes, 62 gigabytes.
The original 2 games total just 12 gigabytes.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Steam. Obvious question: where the hell did the other 50 gigabytes come from? Why don't you force compress this shit so it doesn't take a meaty chomp out of my hard drive?
Is it possible to learn
Dude, Call of Duty's 100 gigs.
Not from Aspire. Oh, I know where the extra gigabytes came from. The distorted Lego graphics on Hawk. Just like the shitulations.
It's all that malware they're giving you to download, clearly.
Secondly, the collection is $35, which is more than all 4 Battlefront games combined.
Wait, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is that cheap? Hold up. The only reason I've ever not played Star Wars Battlefront... Wait. Wait.
Fight I will. Feel the force.
Wait. Let me cook. It's only $4. It's been discounted by 88%. Guys, I might actually grab this just for the sake of playing it at some point. That to me is worth, because I've never played Battlefront 2 properly. I've seen enough people play it to know it's good. And for $5, I think I'm gonna grab it. Like, I'm straight up gonna grab it. If for no other reason than to spite fucking whatever this is.
A somewhat reasonable price, I suppose, if it was up to snuff, but you didn't do anything to make it worth it. Certainly didn't help that the team at Aspire also used footage from a Battlefront 2 mod in their promotional trailer. They just took some guy's work that they didn't know or talk to or credit and just put that in their trailer. What?
It's like
There's a mod
thieves.
that converts Ventress to PC. She was a DLC character for the Xbox and PS2 versions. And the guy who made it noticed some subtle details in the lightsaber hilt and realized his work had been taken without credit. This
Oh
is what
my
Aspire
God,
said.
that's
When
absolute
capturing placeholder
scummery.
footage for our announcement last fall, we mistakenly included content that is not in the product. And that mistake...
Editor, please put in the facepalm meme right here, please. Right here. Mistakenly. Absolute tripe.
Made it into the final cut. Nobody noticed placeholder footage for the trailer you showed during a Nintendo Direct? How? What are you, some kind of goddamn moron?
How? Money. Money. If they can get away with it, they will. If they can increase the possibility of them making money, they will. Even if it means that they might get a lawsuit. The mindset is, if they have to spend $100,000 on legal fees and dealing with public outcry so that they can make $500,000, they will. It's why most big name and AAA studios don't care about causing problems. Because if they do cause a controversy, they'll just pay to make it go away. You spend $100,000 to make $500,000. The mindset of the AAA industry. Blizzard especially. Blizzard, oh, we're going to explore ourselves. We're going to deal with our legal problems. Oh, we're being sued. Well, the decision we made that caused us to get us sued made us $10 million. But we can spend $500,000 to make it go away. And they didn't learn anything.
It's a 50-second video. Nobody bothered to put a marker in the editing software and say, hey, swap this out. It's fucking easy.
What do I look like, a guy who's not lazy?
I mean, this isn't a huge deal, but this kind of screw up illustrates how little effort and consideration
least amount of
was
effort,
put into
maximum
the
profit.
I might as well mention
Least
that the other
viable
DLC
product.
character, Kit Fisto, who I was excited to try out, is totally broken, or maybe he's just mastered the force.
Look at the comments! Stop being racist, please. Oh my God. Killed your kids.
Rubber band.
Yeah, no, this is starting to remind me of Half-Life Arena, Source Arena levels of degeneracy. Gmod Arena, Unreal Tournament. Yeah, no, this is like Unreal Tournament levels of just degeneracy. I honestly I kind of miss that. Like I miss being in games that were unapologetic for their community. Just running into like Team Fortress 2. Like, do you guys remember Team Fortress 2 and Counter-Strike Source back in the day? When you would go in and people would be spamming like goatsy all over the wall and freaking porn as sprays. Like, I miss those days solely for how much of a wild west it used to be.
Technique. Look at this garbage. He just glitches all over the place. For reference, this is what the move is supposed to look like. I don't even know if Aspire knew what game they were even working on. They launched this with 3 dedicated servers.
Oh yeah, Modern Warfare lobbies.
3. For a grand total population count of 192. This isn't like Helldivers, where the game exploded in popularity and the developers didn't anticipate over 400,000 people logging in at once. Aspire didn't even anticipate 200.
You want to explain yourself? What are you doing? Making a mistake. Making a mistake.
What do you mean, dude? Literally, what did I say earlier? Star Wars. if I could literally take a crap on a plate and slap the word Star Wars on it, and there'd be about 500 people trying to buy it off me. Same with My Little Pony. Fandoms elicit dedication. If you have a popular fandom, people will literally buy anything on you. Fun story. I went to a My Little Pony convention a long time ago because less said about that, the better. But there was a friend of mine who was there selling their merch. And they went there with 100 My Little Pony fan-made mugs. And in the first hour of the convention opening, they had sold every single one of their mugs. Because people who are part of fandoms want to consume things of that fandom. Doesn't matter what it is, but they will buy it. They will, because they like their fandom.
In your mind.
Hero Assault was bugged for the light side, which couldn't respawn, meaning that if you got into a match, it was just broken. Sometimes you get into a lobby that never loads. Great.
Of course.
Fantastic. Occasionally when I hop into the dedicated servers, I'm greeted with the message, contacting host. What do you mean contacting host? It's you! This is the dedicated server.
Want to take a bet they didn't even have servers? Dude, do you want to take a bet that they probably expected the original servers for them to be able to connect to? Like, they probably didn't even make new servers for people to connect to. They were like, nah, dude, it'll work. It'll work. It's fine. The old servers will do.
The disappointment only got worse. Matches with 64 players had 100 tickets, meaning each player gets 1 to 2 deaths and the game is over. Matches literally lasted 2 minutes. Those 2 minutes were an unplayable lag fest of shitty hit registration, netcode, rubber banding, teleportation.
God,
lag,
and I remember this map. Yeah, dude, I remember this map. Me and my sister used to go around our friend's place, and we used to like hook ourselves up to their console, and it would be we would do a coin flip as to who would get to play the Imperial first, so that because we all wanted to play the AT-ST. We all wanted to play the AT-AT. So we'd have to do a coin flip to see who gets to play the Imperial first, and we'd all bum rush to try and get the AT-AT. Me and my sister, at one point, started having a physical fist fight because she managed to get into the AT-AT before I did. And I did not like that. It was me and her versus the other two. My sister stole the AT-AT, and I was not happy.
Hit registration is unacceptable. Half of my shots will hit, but do no damage. The other half will hit, but it takes 2 full seconds to register. A lot of times there'd just be 5 guys in a room at point blank range, just unable
Hey, we all love 5 guys, but apparently Star Wars doesn't.
to kill each other. As the old saying goes, watch those wrist rockets, because if they hit you directly, it's an instant kill. Not in the Battlefront collection. You can just shrug them off without taking damage
that's
and
bullshit.
even being staggered. Yeah, okay,
Yuck.
okay, yeah, he just fucking shrugged off a direct rock. You can't even watch those wrist rockets. You can't even watch the wrist. This is nothing
You
like
can't
the
dodge these.
simulations. The control is mutilated, dismembered. It is destroyed beyond any comprehension. You know,
And I don't mean to make an observation, but considering this is supposed to be a remaster, the graphics don't even look much better. They still look friggin' deep fried as fuck. In fact, I'd say the aesthetic of the original looks better. Like, it's like they've just upscaled it, but they've not they've up-resed it, but they've not upscaled everything. So everything looks kind of blurry. You know, you can see what I mean, right? Like, the way you do the way you do a remaster is you need to make it up-rendered and upscaled. But it looks like they've just upscaled it rather than up-rendering, because everything looks fuzzy as fuck. I actually prefer the more vintage look of the original, because at least it looks like it's designed the way it's supposed to be. Like, the retro aesthetic works better because it's stylized rather than this nonsense.
Comprehension.
I think the only benefit you might get is the fact it's 60 FPS rather than 30.
Introduces a brand new feature I like to call aim resist, because your reticle resists enemy players. It just magically avoids the guys you're trying to shoot, like it's magnetically opposed. I have played a lot of Battlefront
Call of Duty aim assist.
and I know exactly how it's supposed to feel like. Even on the original Xbox, which is still clunky, choppy, and aiming's
Oh, this is actually this hurts, dude. This makes me want to go back and play the original.
This and the bad hit registration and lag makes the game not worth playing.
Somebody in my stream just said lore accurate feature. Yeah, for the Imperial troopers, not for the clone troopers. These dudes actually knew how to hit things.
at all. Tried playing as a Droideka, can't roll into a ball. Don't know why. Guess I'll just die? I've heard that Aspire
Yo, just like me, dude. Can't end my donathon? Guess I'll die.
It out, which explains why some of
8 hours to go, by the way.
Are fixed or slightly better, and the game is more stable. But like, how does that happen? A lot of these issues were fixed or improved, but it is still important to take note of them because it shouldn't have been this way at all. It shows you how rushed the game. This is just pure negligence, a complete disregard for any standard of quality.
Yeah,
let's talk about the graphics. Now, you can't see it
like,
in the...
I think this is a sort of a testament to the issue in the gaming industry as a whole. Because this is almost like what happens with every game. Dude, when a game gets remastered, I want it to be remastered, not shoved up someone's ass and shit out as a friggin' AAA garbage pile. God, why is this the standard?
Footage on screen.
I know why, but I just asked that because I'm existentially hoping someone might give me an answer.
Oh, that's all right. I'll just turn on VSync and
crash. Dude, you know that's an absolute point.
Game?
You know that things are fucked when we thought Cyberpunk was the worst things could be on launch. And Cyberpunk now, by the way, is amazing. Like, they have overdone that game tremendously. That game, Cyberpunk is mwah, chef's kiss. But the fact that we thought that was the lowest a game could be on launch, oh boy, we weren't ready for this.
Well, there's no game here. What happened? Did the programmers pass out?
game crashes way more often than it should. You try to
Yeah,
search
and No
for
Man's Sky, for
specific
example.
game types, it crashes. Now, most
Like,
of the
Redemption's
environments
are
do
great.
look a lot better, more detailed and crisp.
Nah, dude, am I high? I prefer that. I prefer the old version. Because it looks right. It looks like it's fit for what it was supposed to be. This just looks like it was designed to be a modern game, but it didn't render properly. Like, I do not like the newer version. I think it looks crispy. I think it looks deep fried. I think it looks janky. Like, there is a right way to upscale and up-res a game. This is not it.
Pretty much the only praise you can give the collection.
Not even that!
It looks how you think it did back in the day. But even this runs hollow because you can just buy the original Battlefront 2 on Steam and just install a bunch of free mods to make it look better than this shitload of fuck. Oh, but it gets better. It gets better. You see, Aspire also made
well, exactly. Playing these on a CRT monitor back in the day, you would never notice the crust to begin with.
Battlefront 2's campaign. Half of the game's story is just gone. So people playing this saying, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the single player. You're not even getting the full single player. There's supposed to be a cutscene before and after every mission, but none of the post-mission cutscenes play.
Oh, are you kidding me?
$35 for half of the narrative.
Dude, I'm about to go grab my lightsaber off my wall and go postal on some of these dudes.
You're worthless and weak. You do nothing. You are nothing.
Remember that amazing
Somehow my father's disapprovement of me becoming a streamer made it into this video.
line after the Felucia mission?
Yeah, Twisted Sister, let's go!
Finally rotated out of Felucia. Ayla Sakura made a point of seeing us off personally.
Oh, these cinematics remind me of the Dawn of War cinematics. Like having a voiceover with the narrator. Ah. The Orc Menace. Brother, I am pinned here!
Helmets. Because none of us could bear to look her in the eye.
Gone. Nope. No context. No transition from mission to mission. This is shovelware. This is a shameless cash grab.
Yeah.
And it's like, you only announced this like...
That's making shovelware look good. I've seen shovelware that at least has some playability.
3 weeks ago. Why release it like this? What was the rush? You know what it is? It's the end of the first quarter of 2024.
Yep.
That's why.
That's what I said earlier. The stock markets need to be met.
To include an
Quotas.
Quota. Every time you die, you are treated to this visual spectacle. For some reason.
Yes, I love my epileptic fits to go along with my games.
When you complete an objective. Or when you load into a match in Battlefront 1.
Oh, I remember this screen! Dude, this is making me nostalgic. I used to love this.
The game audio and sound design is disorienting. Got me feeling like Mr. Krabs at the Pretty Patty stand. Sometimes you hear blaster fire behind you, then you look over there and there's nothing there. Other times it gets real quiet or the music just cuts out.
Oh, this was such a this is so nostalgic for me. I feel violated with the fact they've ruined this.
Sensitivity on controller and playing with mouse and keyboard is painfully slow. Increasing it seems to have little or no effect. So just like VSync,
Red Rat, what's up,
you
dude?
just have to deal with it. There's also no option for inverted controls.
Well, of course there's
which
not.
again-
Of course there isn't. Do you think they didn't even fully bake the game? Do you think they're gonna give you complimentary, like, tertiary elements to the game? No, not at all, not at all.
Was a quality.
You're not
of life
supposed to play
feature
the game
from
to begin with.
2005 OG Xbox version.
I
How
think this
about
is like
some improvements
legitimately just
they
a
could have made?
homage. Like,
You know,
yeah,
stuff that
guys,
would've-
buy this thing. This is an immersive experience as to what the game used to be like. Like, play this and you could imagine what a remaster could actually be.
Really
That's
gotten
gotta be what this
people
is,
like
right? It's
me
gotta be a
excited?
bit.
We still have never had, to my knowledge, an official online version of Galactic Conquest. Well, thank goodness we avoided taking advantage of that golden opportunity. Who would have wanted to coordinate massive 64-player lobbies and invite people from their Discord server?
This is why I love playing Battlefront. There is something about playing competitive shooter games with hundreds of people in a single lobby that will never get old. I love these epic, hugely populated fights. It's why I loved For Honor. It's why I loved Chivalry. Any of these games where you can get up to 30 people each side and have huge battles, like Battlefield, for example, Battlefield 2142, any of these like massive multiplayer, huge Battlefront-style games will always be amazing to me. And the fact that you fucked this one up just makes me angry.
Server. You know, maybe YouTubers could fight
No,
each
Sophia,
other
thank you for the follow.
and gather teams of their own fans and fucking fight in a 5-hour-long galactic battle. Who'd want to do that? Who would wanna do
PlanetSide,
that?
dude.
No, I
PlanetSide
would've hosted
2?
lobbies like that.
I don't know if you guys know this. PlanetSide 2 is getting updated more now than it ever has been. PlanetSide 2 might be one of the best examples of a multiplayer, huge-scale Battlefront game. And it is still, like, PlanetSide 2 is doing better now than it has ever done. It went back to its original developers. It is being updated. So if you want to play a Star Wars like multiplayer, huge confrontation-style war game, this is it. This is it right here. It is now receiving more updates than ever. It is an amazing game. It's free to play, and you don't need to put any money in to get the experience of what you would want. Yes, there is like monetization in it, but it's done in a way that you can still experience the game with no problem, and you're not going to be at a disadvantage to those who aren't, because there's way too many people for it to matter. I love this game. I still play this from time to time. But this is how you do Battlefront in the modern era without turning it into what they've turned Battlefront 2 into. In fact, we even streamed this a while back, and it's got a huge player base to it still. In fact, PlanetSide 2 Steam charts. Okay, maybe not the best example, but it's got a very active play. Wait, I might be looking at the wrong version. Either way, PlanetSide 2 still has a very active player base. So if you want to play Battlefront, play that instead.
I would have streamed it. That would have been awesome. Would have also been nice to have had
Halo
like,
Big Team
Steam
Battle. Yes,
Workshop
yes.
support, or
Oddly
maybe
enough, Halo
work with
Infinite
some
is probably a
modders
better
to, like add more
Halo Infinite is a better Star Wars game at this point.
content to the game, new stuff, new maps, heroes. Split screen only allows 2 people instead of 4. I know split screen ain't as big of a deal these days, but it's like, come on, dude. Like, can you get one thing right? Just one. You're supposed to enhance the game, or at the very least make it.
Dude, I used to be an amazing.
What it was.
If I ever played as the droids, I would always be a sniper. I was an amazing droid sniper back in the day. This right here, this was my viewpoint for 80% of my time playing Star Wars.
In 2005, what's the point if you can't even bring features from the original? It's like the game's almost 20 years old, man. It's not a high standard. Why is there no crossplay? That's a good question. What's wrong with you?
What kind of nonsense is this?
You'd think this would be a great opportunity to let everyone replay these classics.
You would think.
And tear down the borders between platform, so we can all relive the nostalgia with our friends. It's too much work, Act Man. They had 3 weeks to make this. They had less time than Redfall. These games mean a lot to me.
God, don't say those cursed words. red and full in the same sentence instills a level of fear and discomfort in my body that makes my skin crawl.
And buddies I had back in 2005 wanted to play this again. And we're not. We're not playing this again. It's sad. A 20-year-old game is already going to have a small enough player base. So
when you don't have crossplay, by the way, it's usually a sign that one of the first things you look at for a game like this that's a sign of a lack of care is the lack of crossplay. Because it means that the people who made it weren't willing to invest in communicating between Xbox and Xbox and Sony to get crossplay to work. Because it's doable, you can do crossplay, but it requires a commitment and a communication, which is a lot of effort to make it work. And if they don't even have the effort to make that work, what does that say about the rest of the game?
Instead of one connected large group that can keep the game alive longer, it's segmented, which is going to drastically reduce the lifespan of this game, if it even has one. I really am upset about this because I wanted to stream it and host Galactic Conquest lobbies and just like have a good time again. My nostalgia for these games was just blatantly exploited for a quick buck.
Yes, it absolutely was.
Fuck Aspire,
100%.
fuck this company, the game is dead on arrival. Like, you have to intentionally mess something up this bad.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
this is what I said
really
about the Overwatch conundrum.
About this. Battlefront deserves so much better. It really does. It could make so much money. But time and time again, this series gets taken out back and shot with a 12 gauge of disappointment. It should be the easiest.
I hope people get refunded for this. I hope this gets the Days of Tomorrow. Yes, that other terrible game. I hope that they do a complete refund on this, because this was a complete lie. I hope Steam sees this and openly refunds everybody who bought it, because this was clearly not fit for product, not fit for service. The day before, yes, that one. So, with that being said, wow, what a shame. I hope somebody picks this game up. I hope we get a Battlefront that we deserve at some point. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna be buying Battlefront 2, the EA one, and I'm gonna be playing that outside of stream, because this has given me so much nostalgia, and I want to play a good Star Wars game. And even though it's not supported, even though it got abandoned, Battlefront 2, the EA version, is actually good now. So I guess come join me sometime. If you guys are watching this on the YouTube side of things, make sure you come say hi. Make sure you go watch the original and subscribe to the Act Man. He's a great content creator, good for all things gaming related. And I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.